And when Angel Reese comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching, they're watching me too, they're watching others, a day later she gets ejected.
I think Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here. Caitlin Clark was going to get eyeballs whether she played against Angel Reese in LSU or not.
Welcome back to Hoop Up Clips, where we dive deep into all the drama, highlights, and hot takes from the world of basketball. Today, we're talking about a heated rivalry that's been making waves on and off the court. Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Ever since these two rookies stepped onto the scene, they've been drawing attention for their insane skills, but also for the tension that's building between them. Is it just competitive fire, or is there something more brewing beneath the surface? Angel Reese goes completely off the rails after being criticized by basketball experts recently, and what Caitlin Clark did to her changed the entire WNBA. Ever since Caitlin stepped onto the court, we've seen players lose their composure. It's like Caitlin's presence alone triggered a wave of irrational behavior, with players trying to bring her down by any means, whether it's race, class, experience, or skill.
Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. A lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in.
Know why they hate her? Because they can't handle the massive amount of praise and love this rookie is soaking up while they've been grinding for years. And let's be real, Angel Reese is leading the pack as the loudest trash talker of them all. But the basketball experts have hurt her so badly, she'll probably think twice, maybe even 3 times, before she opens her mouth again.
And Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Them are rookies, new kids on the block, and both are pretty darn good at what they do. But here's the million-dollar question. Why is Angel Reese so jealous of Caitlin? I mean, they're both talented, so what's the deal? Well, everything has a reason, and this one's about the spotlight. The difference between Caitlin and Angel is like comparing a seasoned chef to a line cook. They're both in the kitchen, but only one's cooking up Michelin star dishes.
Angel break these rookie records has been phenomenal, but when it comes to Indiana and Chicago, Indiana is the more complete and together basketball team on both sides of the ball, which makes them a dangerous team in the playoffs. Chicago still fighting to hold on to that playoff spot.
Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark's stats aren't just good. They make you do a double take. We're talking an average of 17.1 points per game, 8.2 assists, and 4.9 rebounds. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rulebook. She's a triple threat, a one-woman army who can turn a game on its head just by showing up. Angel Reese isn't a slouch either. She's putting up 13.5 points and grabbing 11.9 rebounds per game, which is impressive. But when you compare her stats to Caitlin's, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. The numbers don't lie, and they show that while Angel's got game, Caitlin's in a whole different league.
Clark is the reason why everybody has an opinion on what happened in that game. It's Caitlin Clark. Now, do I think it was assault?
With Angel, not one bit. Feeling like she was stuck in Caitlin's shadow, Angel let her emotions take over, and she made a wrong turn. She let jealousy get the best of her, and before you knew it, she was acting out in ways that had nothing to do with healthy competition. As Dan Patrick said, "You're not coming in and dominating our game." The highlight, or lowlight, depending on how you see it, of this drama was during a crucial game when Angel, clearly fed up, decided to channel her inner WWE wrestler. She whipped out the "you can't see me" hand gesture, the one John Cena made famous, and threw it right in Caitlin's face. If you missed it, well, there it was. Doing that in the heat of the moment might seem like a power move, but in reality, it was more like a desperate attempt to grab attention. This game didn't just make headlines for what happened on the court, it became infamous for the drama that followed. Reese's taunt was like a neon sign saying, "I can't keep up with you, so here's a distraction." And let me tell you, the basketball world didn't let it slide. Legends, analysts, and basically everyone with a Twitter account had something to say about Reese's little stunt. They didn't just see it as a cheap shot, they saw it as proof that Reese was more interested in bringing down a better player than stepping up her own game. Holly Rowe added,
"Yeah, I'm really frustrated by this. This is such a distraction." And I was, obviously going through social media last night, and I have a question for you. I really am genuinely interested in this because it seemed like the people that had the biggest problem with the trash talking.
Instead of rallying around her, people used it to point out how far she'd fallen behind Caitlyn. It became a symbol of Reese's frustration and Caitlyn's calm under pressure. While Angel was busy trying to get in Caitlyn's head, Caitlyn was too busy dominating the game to even care. But still, I was disappointed Angel used that moment. You just won the national title. Use that moment with your team, not to trash talk.
That Angel used that moment. You just won the national title. Use that moment with your team. Don't do it for that. You got the ultimate scoreboard there. But it felt like she was tracking her down to put it in her face, and Caitlin Clark, to her credit,
her performances are absolutely mind-blowing. Talking record-shattering, expectation-defying, highlight reel stuff. Take the game on August 30th, 2024. My ultimate favorite. If you missed it, you missed history. Clark dropped 31 points and dished out 12 assists against the Chicago Sky. This wasn't just another day at the office, it was a statement. First one in WNBA history to pull off those numbers in a regular season game, and she did it like it was just another Tuesday. According to ESPN
Stats and Information Research, Clark is the first rookie in WNBA history to have 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists.
The Fever have now won 3 in a row. The Rookie of the Year debate? It was over before it even started, thanks to Caitlyn's insane achievements. Her scoring is top-notch, her playmaking unmatched, and her overall impact on the game left everyone else in the dust. Even when Angel tried to downplay it, mumbling about how stats don't tell the whole story, the numbers were just too loud to ignore.
That Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. She's the cash cow. And wherever she goes, ratings follow. The WNBA draft, the doubleheader to open the NBA season. Ratings. I'm going to remind y'all that in the 28-year history of the WNBA, only 9 players in the league's history have eclipsed on-court earnings of $1 million.
And Clark's averaging 17.1 points per game and 8.2 assists. For a rookie, those are big league stats. Compare that to Reese, who, while decent with her 13.5 points and 11.9 rebounds, just can't touch Caitlyn's all-around game. It's like comparing a solid B+ to an A+, and everyone knows it. Angel Reese, while she's figured out a way to market herself, has maybe even used Caitlyn's presence to pull it off. This isn't an insult, it's acknowledging Angel Reese's strategy. But her on-court antics have turned into a mess. The backlash was swift. Charles Barkley called her actions immature and unsportsmanlike on Inside the NBA, and Shaquille O'Neal reminded us that trash talk is only cool if you can back it up, which Caitlyn did easily, while Angel didn't. The jealousy became the big talking point. Reese's behavior made it clear that she couldn't keep up with Caitlyn. Every jab Angel took just made the gap between them more obvious.
Figured out a way to market herself and to be marketable. And to some degree, albeit a small degree maybe, utilize Caitlin Clark's presence to pull it off. This is not an insult. This is acknowledging Angel Reese was smart.
Angel Reese says, "I'm not the only one everyone's watching." A day later, she gets ejected. Public opinion has done a 180 on her. Fans who once cheered her on are now turning their backs, tired of her antics. Social media, which could have been her platform, has turned into a battlefield, and she's losing ground fast. The hashtags aren't in her favor anymore, and the memes, well, they're not kind. Reese's attempts at damage control, apologies, explanations, have been met with nothing but skepticism. The verdict is in, and it's not looking good for Angel Reese. The public has spoken, and they're not buying what she's selling anymore. All right, that's a wrap for today's breakdown. The rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is definitely one for the ages, and it's clear that both of these players are leaving their mark on the WNBA. But while talent is undeniable on both sides, the way they handle the spotlight and competition is what's separating them right now. Caitlin Clark's game continues to speak for itself, while Angel Reese's antics off the court have become just as much of a story as her performance on it. As we head deeper into the season, it's going to be interesting to see how this rivalry develops and whether Angel can rise above the noise to reclaim her focus. What do you think? Is Angel's jealousy holding her back? Or is this just part of the game's natural drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Hoop Hub Clips for more deep dives into the world of basketball.